Okay, hi there. Well, I thought I'd give you a little video tour of Gleda's deck space and some of the jobs that I've done over the winter. A few people have asked to see this, and to be honest, it's something I've been meaning to do for quite a while. So here we go, let's have a look. So obviously we're on the stern here, and we're going to pan round to the starboard side. I'll pause the video again here. Here I've repositioned the life raft, which was up on the forward deck. I'll show you that in a minute. It's a better position for it. It's quite a heavy piece of kit, so it's good to have it on the stern now as well. Bucket on the right there contains 100 metres of warp, and which I can use with a sea anchor, and there's a spare little anchor for the dinghy there and a stern bridle all to hand, and then a spare big fender. And in the bucket there that we've got another 100 metres of warp, so I've actually got 200 metres of warp to hand should I ever need it. Oh, and you can see Gail's little pot plants there as well. Not really a seagoing accessory. So over to the starboard side here, that's a whisker pole that I got for free in the marina. I've no idea what I'm going to use it for, but it was worth keeping. Up here I've modified this stern array a little bit. I'll pause it again. I was struggling to find somewhere to put the radar reflector, so over the winter I put an extra bar in across the top there horizontally, and got the radar reflector attached to the end of that. It's also steadied things up a bit. And then we've got the antennas there. In the centre, the black one nearest us is the AIS receiver. The white one the other side is for Navtex, which gives us weather reports. Over on the right hand side there, the thin one is obviously VHF radio, and then the white one on the right, extreme right there, is a new addition, which is a Wi-Fi booster antenna. Sadly, the Rutland wind generator has stopped working over the winter despite my best efforts. It's sitting there because there's nowhere else to put it, and I may have a look at it next winter, but that may have to go to an early grave. We'll see. So yeah, there's the Wi-Fi booster, which worked really well in the marina. I've yet to actually try it here. Lewis, the self-steering kit, up there, sitting on the stern folded up. That little black piece of rubber there on the aft deck is where I lifted the outboard engine into the dinghy. I was always putting it down on the deck and making a dent, so I put a piece of rubber there to take that away. And then you can see Oscar 3, which is our new tender. I've bought that over the winter. It was a bargain I couldn't refuse. It's a better tender than our old one. It's a Hon Wave, quite a big one, and it sits on the stern ramp quite nicely. So swinging back to the starboard side, that's what we've got here. The life ring used to be on the aft end of the cockpit. The deck part I've now made a holder and put that on top. Basically it means it's to hand from the cockpit, which is good. Oh, and the washboards I've fettled up a little bit. I'd actually broken the top, so I've cut a nice curve in it and put an extra piece of rubber on, so it was a bit slippy when it's wet. And we've got some holders there, so the Perspex washboards for the companionways sit nice and neat there when we don't need them, which hopefully is most of the time. So now on the starboard aft deck, looking back, here's another addition from the winter. I was given this extra heavy duty Dan Boy, man overboard Dan Boy, and I was struggling with somewhere to mount it, and I've ended up mounting a tube on the stern, a tube that takes the Dan Boy on the stern tube, so it slots into that. And the light sits nicely on the tube. And then what I've done is put half a drain pipe there, so that the weight actually keeps it there. Again, it means that should we ever need it, and I hope we don't, very quickly from the deck pod you can come and grab the Dan Boy, lift the flag end, and it'll just pull it back out of the tube, and it'll release instantly. So there's no point having one if you can't use it quickly, and that's what I've done. So there we are, just looking around the aft deck section again. Just another quick view. Right, okay, let's swing around and we'll move to the deck pod. Looking into the pod, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've changed over the winter. Oh yeah, before we go inside, up on top here, is a passerelle, which we're certainly going to need when we go into the Mediterranean, where you have stern to mooring. We need a means of getting on and off the boat. Again, we were donated this by some American friends who no longer wanted it. It slots together, gives us a nice solid platform, and it'll actually, I've designed it so it can actually slot into the same socket that the self-steering uses. It should work quite well. There's an extra little GPS antenna that I've put on there, which feeds through to the plotter. Here's the original GPS unit, which we were struggling to see. I'd actually just mounted it flat on the pod wall there, and the sunlight meant it was almost impossible to read. So I made a recessed well which puts it in the shade and makes it a lot easier to read. And then on top here is a new addition, which it's got clutter in it at the moment, but that allows me to put the new full-size laptop plotter in there, safe and sound, with perspex at the the forward side, so it's protected, and that's good. This is a bit of a major modification that I've made over the winter. We were struggling for somewhere to sit and eat in the pod, so the main helm seat that you see there with my iPad sitting on top, I've reduced that in size, and we've put a new big Waco fridge in there, which is working brilliantly. I've made the little table, which is quick and easy to remove, and allows two of us to sit down, and a folding stool the other side there so I can sit there. So that all works quite well. Now moving forward again, here I wanted additional water storage, so there's 70 litres of water there, held down with ratchet strap, and we've got the same on the port side, so that's doubled our water storage, which is great when we're in an anchorage like this with limited space. And then a new 100 watt solar panel, which I've added onto the forward deck out of the way there. It's looking towards Alvor town, the little town of Alvor where we're anchored. So swinging round. Yeah, okay, so now looking back at the centre deck, in the middle there is the big beer box, which was originally under the helm seat. Because I put the fridge there now, we had to put some beer box somewhere. That's actually used for extra food storage, so that's lashed down in the centre deck with a nice cover on it, and actually some cushions, so it makes a nice little seat. So that's worked well. Another couple of jobs, I moved the anchor windlass to starboard to give a better, cleaner run for the chain, so that works well. And also the sheet winch there is upgraded in size. I did a straight swap with a guy in the marina who wanted a smaller winch, and he offered me the bigger one, so I said yep, we can do that. Didn't really need it, but it's a better job, I think. So, oh yeah, I'll just point out there in the centre we've got the boat hook stowage underneath the sheets there on the beam, on the mast beam, and also the one with the orange handle is the depth sounder, and I can get that actually into the we put it through the centre hole here. It means that I don't need any through hole fixings, and it's easy to get to, so that works well as well. What we're looking at now, yeah, there's some more water storage, another view of the beer box stroke settee, and I think you've pretty much seen everything now. So another little sweep around, and I'm just going to go up on the foredeck and look back at the boat just to try and give you the overall picture. I was being careful here not to step off the bow as I walk backwards, which would have made an amusing video but would have got me wet. So there you have it, Gleda above decks on the anchor in Alvor. Oh, I forgot one thing. Yes, here we go. I've added an extra anchor stowage. I already had this anchor, but it was sitting on the stern, a lot of weight where I didn't want it, and I wanted it to hand to use. So I've added a nice little block there that it sits into, and the weight sits on the beam, and it's ready to deploy as needed. So there we have it, Gleda above decks. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you soon. Bye bye.